Well, I want to just know, like, how are you doing?
Oh, okay. I'm good. I'm ready for summer. I'm ready to go to a party. I'm ready to get out of the house. I am ready to listen to that sunshine song and dance
Sunshine song.
drunkenly. There we go, sunshine song. You think me, the king of alliteration, would be able to pronounce I can't do it this morning. My tongue is broken. Sunshine song. I don't know.
Well, my tongue always works, but
I've
New
heard.
York is. Oh yeah, they know. New York is beautiful right now. It's been snowing off and on. I'm ready for a rooftop and some drinks. I'm loving the new place, as you can see. I'm in heaven. I have this natural sun. More things are opening up because of the vaccine. So now indoor dining is now 35%. Movie theaters will be open March 5th at 10% max capacity.
I mean, I'm not going to a movie unless it's in my living room. Like, I just have already said, oh, we need to have a theater room now. That's just something that people are going to have.
Now, I actually love the format of just watching the movie from my bed. Like, I don't like to go to movies, period. So I can see something new, a new Marvel movie, the new Mortal Kombat movie, which I will be reviewing, and Coming to America. Like, yes, fine. I don't want to be in no damn movie theater. So I'm fine with this.
And let the record show. Now, I don't know if we had been filming at this time, but if you go to my Instagram and scroll back to when Black Panther was released, you can see I had to sneak in fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, tuna salad, and I had, everything warm in my coat. Like I was pulling out different pockets. I was not going to not see that movie the way the ancestors intended. Soul food on deck. And everybody got a good kiki out of it on Instagram. Now we don't have to do that. We can see Black Panther 2 in our homes. And that brings me to a question that they were debating on Fox Soul. Do we, now that we've had a bit of time to mourn and process, do we recast Black Panther? As difficult as it is, I want somebody for young Black men to look up to. I'm not saying don't expand the Sheree role. I mean, Christopher Reeve passed and they kept Superman going. I'm not saying don't honor him. Put him in CGI. Give a tribute. Like, I'm never saying forget, but I'm also saying, well, we can't just say, well, I guess that's it.
Right. And there's just so much more story to Black Panther 2. I mean, Iron Man had like 3 movies, you know? So I feel like the story of T'Challa has still yet to be told. And then, like, what about Storm? Because him and Storm, was a couple and everything. So that was a perfect way to introduce her. Like, before we even get to Sheree, because, Sheree does take the mantle for a bit. Like, I still think that Black Panther can have another actor. I mean, it's hard, but, I agree with you.
None of us wanted to be in this situation. We would have been more than happy to see Chadwick Boseman do what they did for Robert Downey Jr. because not only did he get 3 of his own movies, he was really chewing the scenery in The Avengers, in Thor. Like, he was popping up everywhere like a bad penny. But then again, he was like, okay, I'm like 50 something. I'm only going to be able to do this for a couple of years. Let me ride the wheels off this thing. Because Samuel L. Jackson, he's like, I'm not even running on set. Don't try it with me.
And Samuel L. Jackson has like a lot of movies ahead of him because he plays Nick Fury. And Nick Fury is like, he's on the outskirts of all the movies. So I mean, hopefully we can have Samuel L. Jackson here for another 30 years.
I just remember.
I want to clear something up, too, from the last episode that a lot of people were getting on me for. I know who Kylie Minogue is. Like, I love Just Can't Get You Out of My Head. I just didn't know her sister.
Oh, yeah, she has a twin sister. They were actually both actresses. Then Kylie's music career took off and she became an international superstar. Danny is more famous over there, and they both do like lighthearted dance music.
Okay, because I know who Kylie Minogue is. Like, I was just like, I
Um,
didn't hear you say Danny. I heard you say Danny, and then I didn't hear you say Kylie because we were both talking. So it made it look like I don't know who Kylie Minogue is.
and speaking of music, my heart broke this week, and I think you know why. Daft Punk has broken up.
Oh,
And they were a group I really wanted to see live. And now I'm like, what else is this pandemic going to take from me?
they removed their masks ever or their helmets?
If you really look, you can find older pictures of them without the mask. But I actually respect that because they were able to live normal lives.
That's a good point. Kind of like Sia.
Well, Sia's just ugly. She live a normal life anyway.
And you know, her try and her, she tried it too, like with the big glasses, but then she tried as long as she could to keep up with that.
It's something where it's not gonna work. For her, it's not gonna work. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was poor execution. With Sia, it was always the wigs, but I feel like nobody was that interested in seeing Sia. Her, I don't know. It was too silhouette-y. I don't know. It was too, you can see me, but you can't. It was like, you know what? She acted like she was Sailor Moon with that tiara on, or Hannah Montana with a different wig. It's like, no one is fooled. That's what it is. The insulting of
With
our
the
intelligence.
silhouette.
It comes
She
full
did the
circle.
first silhouette challenge. Her.
She did.
I did want to mention while we were still talking about New York and how the vaccine is out. Did you hear this story that two young women dressed up as grannies in order to like take the vaccine? Like it's really come to that. They put on bonnets and glasses,
And
like
they-
to try to like imitate old women.
And they got their first shot. It worked the first time.
Is that what we gotta do?
Well, we're too tall to pull it.
Right, I get it. I mean, people are trying to get it at all costs these days. I mean, I'm glad people want to take the vaccine. Geez, I didn't know we had to like dress up.
Them police was mad. They were like, we gonna find out if we can arrest you. I was like, oh, they want to arrest white women. Do y'all remember fake Lucky Rabbit's feet? I used to have a fake Lucky Rabbit's foot and I kept it with me all the time. Nasty little thing. Now today I am much cleaner with Best Fiends, which I also keep with me all the time. Best Fiends has thousands of new levels of content added all the time, so you never run out of entertainment. You don't have to be a hardcore gamer to love this casual game. It's made for adults. It's a simple yet intriguing puzzle game with different objectives all the time. My favorite thing about the game is that every level is different. It's not just, oh, I'm just trying to kill this. Oh, I'm just trying to collect that. They mix it up, they match it up, and it always keeps your mind thinking in a different way. I've been playing for about, a year now, and I am on level 1442. If you'd like to play along with me as a friend, my code is 2025877. So let's play along.
So Best Fiends is boredom's worst nightmare. And if you're watching this season of Basketball Wives, you know what I mean. Now, Best Fiends is literally something new today, tomorrow, and the day after that. Just thousands of levels to play and counting, and tons of cute characters to collect. So if you never get tired of solving puzzles, good news. Best Fiends is the fun that never ends. Just don't blame me if you become slightly obsessed. Now, download Best Fiends free today on the Apple App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends. So this was something I found very interesting when I was scrolling on Shade Room. So Ice Cube is allegedly remaking the Players Club, and Drea posted that, she doesn't mind playing Diamond, or she wants to. So Shade Room picked that up, and then Jocelyn got in the comments and said, except that she's not. Everyone will agree that I'm the perfect girl to play that role, and tagged Ice Cube. So now we have Drea and Jocelyn vying for the role of Diamond in Players Club.
We got two ain'ts that came. That's all I heard. Drea You have the emotional range of a grape. The only thing you could do is the fight scene because you're mean and violent. Hosseline, we don't want to see you. We don't want to know you. We've used you like a Kleenex and now we've thrown you out. Yet you keep hanging around the trash can. You keep being stuck to the bottom, or Stevie J, whatever you want to call him, but you're stuck to the bottom of the trash can of our life. It's time we hose it down and hose you out. I mean, you could have a cameo.
Do we even need a new Players Club though? Was it that good of a movie?
It was. It was an iconic Atlanta moment or Southern moment when that was what was going on. Now we are moving from the club to the internet. Now, if you're going to do something like Players Club, it better be OnlyFans Club. It better be Demon Time. It better be something about the girls getting all the coins.
That's a very good point that you bring up because OnlyFans, I mean, it's safer than stripping, you know? You can still make as much or more.
Exactly. You don't have to worry about the vi-vi. You ain't got to worry about the club trying to take their cut. You ain't got to worry about misbehaving clients because you ain't even in the room. I would be interested in a movie about that. You could have different people in different places all doing it for different reasons. It could be a great ensemble story and show like the odd connections between the people, like a 6 degrees of Safaree. We don't need to go back to the strip club today. We got enough TV shows showing that. We can see that on Love and Hip Hop on cable for free. We ain't paying $20 for that. Sorry, Ice.
Or P-Valley.
There, exactly. And P-Valley has done it so good and kept it so current and relevant. That's a tough hoe to follow.
A tough hoe to follow.
I mean, you saw the star of that show get up, put her heels on the ceiling, and shake her ass like an ass has never been shaken before. She is amazing as an actress and a dancer. I give the lead in that all of her props. That was amazing. She put high heels on the ceiling and twerked for a good 45 seconds in time to the music. I could never. So I don't know how
athleticism for me.
Yes, that was athleticism. That was true dance. That was true art. That was acrobatics in heels. Drea, now I'm sure you could, get your butt cheeks twerking from side to side, but unless you can do that, I'm not impressed. She shut the door on that one. She said, honey, if you're going to play a stripper, you got to give the people something to see.
Did you see, unfortunately, what happened to K. Michelle when she was dancing?
I did not. I heard her butt pads fell out or something.
Her butt pad slipped while she was shaking, and she tried to cover it, but it was too late. People be watching like a hawk. Like say if I'm filming right now and you see a cockroach right here just go up the wall, I'll be over. It'd be over, It would be over. So I feel bad for K. Michelle. Y'all know what she went through in surgery. So she still wants, that look, that shape, because I'm sure her ass is just all sorts of cut up in 16 surgeries. So if she wearing butt pads, fine. Maybe she just needs some tighter butt pads.
She needs to call Bob the drag queen. That's who she needs to call. Maybe Rue, and get her some padding together that ain't gonna slip. Because the girls of Drag Race know how to put on a butt pad that stays where it's supposed to, even during a lip sync for your life. So when you can have your padding stay in place, you need to call the Drag Race girls.
The gays will put you together, whoever's on Cardi's team, they have her looking right. I'm not sure if you saw Cardi's new Interview magazine, but what she was wearing was amazing. That one piece that was 7 wigs. Mariah Carey interviewed her in that article, and Mariah asked Cardi, can you do a song with me? Now that's when she's here to stay.
I thought, were supposed to do a no-no remix, and then Mariah quote something about like, oh, when you do a remix, it's supposed to be an original song, because I think some other girls were supposed to be on too. It was going to give like a ladies' night tea, and then it fell apart.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's a shame, because that would have been a great remix. Like, a no-no was already a hit. But they really should have come with a remix on that. Maybe it just should have been her and Cardi.
It was supposed to be her, Cardi, and somebody else. I can't remember who else.
I want to say Ella Mai or someone of that ilk.
Remy Ma. It was supposed to be Remy Ma.
Talk about waking the dead.
I think it was supposed to be Remy Ma. I can't remember. It was somebody that had beef with Nicki. That's why it was such a thing, because it was going to be all three women had their separate beef. I can't remember, y'all. It was in one of our last videos. 100 points if y'all can find that video.
It's so funny that you can't remember Reminiscence. Coming to America 2 will premiere in a theater, a drive-in theater in Queens. Is so appropriate because that's where they landed.
Right. That's a good idea.
Also, I didn't know Queens had a drive-in theater. Y'all, now we're too tall for drive-in theaters. We're too tall. We would need to be in like, oh my God, I'm gonna say something nice about Beyonce with no backhanded compliment. Everybody get ready for this. We would have to have one of them Beyonce Mercedes vans, her Sprinter. Her Sprinter is not to be messed with. Private bathrooms, comfortable seating. If I was gonna do a drive-in, I would need that, you would need that, Julius needs that. We need a Julius-sized vehicle because we're Julius-sized men.
Golf claps for your Beyonce compliment.
The woman knows how to travel.
So Sheree Whitfield reunites with Tyrone Gilliam following his release from prison. So her and her prison bae are reunited.
And it feels like a plot line.
Definitely.
I wonder, are they going to come on Housewives of Atlanta? Will they be asked back? I mean, we can see with this season, which took literally 9 weeks to get to something of a decent episode. And the truth is, for me, it was just about Kenya being an ass. But it took 9 weeks of our lives for them to actually give us a decent episode when that's what you should have been giving from episode 1. Look at Jersey.
Sheree has been spending time with him in Philadelphia and is reportedly also helping him get readjusted to life outside of prison.
It's hard for me to believe that Sheree cares about anyone that much. He must have been able to hide some coin somewhere, and that's why she's sniffing around his socks. Because I'm sorry, but when I think of Sheree, I don't think of men. I don't. Maybe women, but not men.
She's giving a Robin Dixon tease to you or something?
Sheree has been giving me a Rob Dixon tea. I'm sorry, Sheree is unintelligent, boring, classist, egregious, and has no sense of self. She is uneducated and unaccomplished. But that's what men in Atlanta want, especially heterosexual men. Sheree also seems like the type to go along to get along as long as her bills are paid, since she clearly can't pay them herself. I mean, she had to put her house in her mama's name, at damn near 50. So she wouldn't mind being a man's flunky. So I don't know why in Atlanta, the market for flunkies, she couldn't find a man. And you saw Bob Whitfield, so beauty was never a standard. She was with a cockeyed grimace, begging for child support, with a cockeyed grimace.
Well, they managed to have some beautiful children.
They did, thank God. Thank God. I'm sorry, Sheree could have found a man, especially in that area. She could have found a man. She don't want one. And you can't find a man when you're looking for a woman. That's why I never found a woman. I'm looking for a man.
Well, I think that I don't want her to come back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know why so many people forget that she was fired twice from this show for not having business of her own.
That is very true. And you know, she had a business of her own. She by Sheree. We are several years out. I just did a throwback reunion of season 4, and Andy was saying, "Are you wearing She by Sheree? Are you?" And that's when, you know, she might have shown up in it. It was only 2 seasons old at the time. She still couldn't get it off the ground with this whole leisure wear boom. It's sad that Brooks Marks has tracksuits out before She by Sheree. Now that is sad. That is sad. Now I see why. You know what? I just had a moment of clarity and understanding. I now understand why Meredith was big upping Brooks for doing as little as he did, because it was still more than Sheree. He ain't even got the platform. He ain't house nor wife, but he still got his little tracksuits out there. That was a bit of determination. You know what? I see you, bitch. He's 21. I can call him a bitch.
Oh, he's way more than that. I'm just not going to say it. I did want to say that someone told me Sheree has such like the market to even like to promote her joggers, being that we were inside for a whole fucking year. Like the joggers could have been such a success.
She could have come up with some like from home appropriate joggers where it's like, okay, it's gonna look like a little bit of a khaki if you got to get up and run and get some water or go to the bathroom. It won't be a full sweatpant, but it'll feel like a sweatpant. Looks like a pump, but it feels like a sneaker.
Now, I'm not gonna read Sheree. Am I? I probably am while I'm saying this. But I feel like she doesn't have the drive for the execution to come out right. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she's the type that would cut corners and try to pay the lowest common denominator to make it happen. Like, she ain't gonna do it herself, but she wants to pay somebody else to do it. And that person she's gonna pay is gonna be the cheapest she can find.
Look at her previous fashion shows. First, there was the fashion show with sketches, and then those sorry samples she got in the Garment District.
I remember.
And so does Pepperidge Farm.
You beat me to it. I do want to mention Real Housewives of Atlanta because I want to know, have you been receiving like a backlash from the Kenya lovers? Because on my channel, I did my review on that episode and people are calling me a hater. I'm like, are y'all watching the same show I am? Like, what do you think of Kenya's situation? Because yeah, she's a producer's dream, but at like what cost? Like, in my opinion, I thought that she was trying to make good TV out of someone else's expense. You know, like everybody was having a fun time because it's a bachelorette party. I know there are plenty of men who have gone way further with their parties than the women. So I'm not sure why we're making a big deal out of it.
They saw the same things we saw. It was all about Kenya sneaking around, doing this and doing that. We weren't reporting on anything she hadn't done. Had she been having fun with the other ladies and not been tipping in, who had sex? Who had sex? If she hadn't asked that, nobody would be saying that. Everybody would have been cool with Kenya. I will give her her props. I have said I met the woman in New York. She looked good. Her heels were moisturized. I liked the top. I liked the jeans. Her ass didn't look lumpy in them. I have said that. I have said her hair looked nice. I said I respect her for saying we want to wait until everybody takes pictures. I will big up you when it's time to be big up. What she did was foul. And then how can you ask the ladies to be your village, but then try to put their business out? Like you said, it was a plot line at their expense. And I feel like Candy should have said, you know what, time. If you are going to do this, we're not filming with you anymore. We turned the cameras off. This was behind the scenes. And it is beyond, for me, it is beyond disrespectful what she did. It is beyond foul what she did, because you let people be vulnerable, open, and honest around you just for you to manipulate that for a check. What kind of sorry piece of shit does that? If that was your friend, what would you do if y'all went out for a fun night and then they came back and was telling everybody your business when you were like, look, we're just gonna go out and have fun and this is not for public consumption?
One more thing that you didn't bring up, I didn't appreciate all the slut shaming, and she started that within the first 30 seconds of the episode. I just really didn't like that. Like, oh, this person is a freak hole, or y'all some sluts, or it just really rubbed me the wrong way, especially coming from someone like Kenya.
Who married a man after 10 minutes and got pregnant after 20? Kenya, are you just jealous that men want these women and no one wants you? The lonely, bitter spinster slithering through the house, getting in everybody's business because nobody will get in hers. A lonely tea.
I gotta commend Portia though. She's hip to Kenya's game, and she says, I'm not about to give her the reaction that she wants. And like, I think Portia slipped that one time, dragging her, and she learned from it. That's the thing. That's what it's called, growth, is when you learn from what happened. And she will never be in that space again because she won't let Kenya do that to her. You see how like Portia knows what button to hit with her. It just always seems like Kenya gets away with a lot of stuff that the other ladies can't sometimes, and gets mad when she's called out about it.
She does. She does. I would just stop messing with her. And I feel like that's what all the ladies should have done. That was, to me, across the line. That was out of bounds. I don't care what they were doing. And you're right, it was slut shaming, but you just mad you can't be a slut. Speaking of slut, Rachel, you could tell, is worried about Tiger Woods' career after rollover accident. Girl, you were the cause of the first accident. The only thing you need to worry about is not getting that settlement snatched from your butt. You Park Avenue prostitute. She lives on Park Avenue, so it's effective.
You could tell that she's starving for attention.
And on that note, a word from our sponsor. Is there something interfering with your happiness or is preventing you from achieving your goals? For me, it was procrastination. But BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor, and you'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy.
BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit their website and read their testimonials that are posted daily. Visit betterhelp.com/poproast. That's better, H-E-L-P, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Pop Roast listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/poproast.
And they need to cut us our check news. Bravo has taken our idea. Remember when we said, oh, they should have a Real Housewives all stars, and they should all get the girls together in a vacation home? Well, guess what Bravo is doing? They're prepping a limited spinoff series, women from various cities to stay in-house in tropical KK.
What housewives would you have put in your vacation house?
Well, if it's my vacation house, none of them are invited. But for their vacation house, I would have...
It's supposed to be 8 people.
8?
I know, right? 8 people. I think I have mine. I'm going to start with Giselle, Ramona, Portia, Lisa Rinna, A lot of people want to say Nene, but Nene will never work for Bravo again. You'll never work in this town again. that definitely applies to Nene. I just feel like I need Karen in that house. Like I need Karen and Giselle to be going at it, but then Ramona doesn't like Giselle. Well, Giselle doesn't like Ramona either. I'm gonna say Teresa. Like it would either be Teresa or Melissa, but I'm gonna say Teresa because Teresa needs that check. She needs it, and she's definitely gonna say yes to it. I want to say Kenya, but I don't think so. But Kenya and Giselle are friends in real life.
You don't think so? Neither did Mark.
It has to be a chick from Dallas, and the only chick I like from Dallas is the new Asian girl.
I like her too. I like her fashion.
Yeah, and she's smart too. Tamra, I wouldn't mind Tamra.
Fuck her.
Well, why? You don't like her?
I wouldn't cross the street to spit in her hair if she was on fire.
Okay, Mama Joyce. Last person. Maybe Erica Jane.
For me, Claudia Jordan, Lisa Rinna.
Claudia?
I feel like Claudia never got a real chance. So I want to
get on her show.
Because I was going to say, honestly, you know why I say Claudia? Because I don't care about anybody else from Atlanta. I guess we could do Portia, but I feel like I've had enough of Portia on Atlanta. I don't need to see any more of her. Siggy Flicker, Marlo. We could bring Marlo from Atlanta. Marge, we could do Marge from Jersey.
Oh, I forgot about her. Yeah, I love Marge.
Bethany from New York. Kelly Kilgore, Ben Simone. Who's the drunk sister? It's not Kyle. Kim Richards, and Brandy Glanville.
You have a lot of Beverly Hills girls in that one, but yeah.
Because I want it to be trashy. I want it to be a train wreck. I want it to also be girls that you don't get to see that much because I've got a lot of friends of the show in there too. I feel like, you know what? A lot of you wives have had your chance to shine. Let's see what your friends can bring.
They were showing Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, like some of the old seasons. Damn, Kim used to really be fucked up. Like, I was just watching it like, if it was around this time, like, Bravo would have had to been shut down. She showed her ass on that one. Like, she really needed help, and people were just pretending it wasn't happening.
They pretended it was alcohol when she was higher than a Cooter Brown.
I hear that.
And she hit that. In the bathroom of that woman's house when Brandy pointed out, you're doing crystal meth in the bathroom. I can smell it out here. And Brandy would know that smell. You can look at her cheeks and tell.
Oh my God, I just thought that was the surgery.
It could be a mix.
Is there anything else you're watching on TV right now?
Just what I'm reviewing.
Oh, okay. I tried to look at the reunion, the Love and Hip Hop thing, and it's just so disjointed. And I saw Young Jock with his son. I'm just like, oh. Cardi has her daughter there too, and his son, so they're like together.
He's flirting with Carly Red's daughter. I don't think Carly Red would want a pregnant man because he's carrying Lowen in front. And I'm like, how you pudgy at 20?
Yeah, it just seems all disjointed. I'm not sure. I mean, everyone on that cast needed the check, so I get it. Speaking of Love and Hip Hop, wow. Safaree's tweet in regards to Erica Mena.
Well, the thing is, this is what happens when trade tries to go straight. That's all I can say about that. Him saying, I agree with him. Marrying Erica Mena was a mistake.
You fucking up my money, bitch, because you out here doing shit for free. This was the tweet verbatim. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Getting married was one of the biggest, in all caps, mistakes, and it will never happen again. I'm walking away before I end up in jail over some dumb shit. Nobody is worth my freedom. Wow. So Erica Mena responded, and she says, since you always run into social media like a little girl, I might as well join in. I absolutely agree with you on this. You are the most selfish, vain, and inconsiderate person. Pot calling the kettle black, and not just with me, but your only daughter. They got married for a check.
They got married because of Love and Hip Hop, and now Love and Hip Hop is no more, and they're mad at each other about it. They got a whole plot line, baby, they got to pay for now.
Didn't they have their wedding on the show?
They did. And now the show is no more, and that dildo money is dried up.
A mess.
The Source Awards to return after 17 years. I didn't know the Source magazine was still around, quiet as it's kept.
17 years?
Mm-hmm.
Where were you 17 years ago? Like, I was graduating high school. But why are they bringing it back? Like, the relevancy. Like, the Source Awards is known, like, as we saw in the Boondocks, like, there was always a fight at the Source Awards. Always. I think that's why it ended, because there was this huge brawl.
I guess maybe they're going to try to do something virtual so that can't happen now that trigger fingers have turned to Twitter fingers. So now that we know that things like the food pyramid don't apply anymore, and we're all trying to get healthy off our quarantine diets, we know how to chew, we know how to use chopsticks, and we know how to order pizza. But now, if you want to lose weight, it's not about the one thing you ate today, but how you're eating as a whole. We've definitely heard some people come out and pontificate on, oh, you shouldn't eat anything white, or you shouldn't eat before bed, or you can't eat this first thing in the morning. And to be honest, we're not sure if it's real advice or not. For a gremlin, yes, no food after midnight. For a person, Noom knows the answers to all your food questions using psychology. Why Noom? Because Noom teaches you about your eating habits, your cravings. Noom teaches you about your eating, your cravings, and how to build new habits so you can leave misconceptions and get smart about the food that you're eating. Based in psychology, Noom teaches you how to eat to accomplish your personal health goals and stick with them long term. Because you don't need rules to lose weight, you need knowledge. With Noom, you pick the health goals that are right for you and personalize a weight loss program to help your aspirations become reality. For me, the 10 minutes a day and the tone of the program and the easy system of food logging, it was great to have a chart to see my process. And I love the forgiving and empathetic nature of the program. If one day you get a little off track, you know there's always tomorrow. I feel more confident in crowded and social situations like parties and Zoom trivia nights because I know how not to overeat or overdo it.
And just like you said, it's 10 minutes a day. Like, everyone is busy. Like, I'm busy today, like editing 3 videos, but I'm gonna have time to do Noom at some point because it's forgiving and we're all human. Like, you're gonna go off track, but you can definitely be on track the next day. Now, Noom's cognitive behavioral approach means you're not just losing weight, you're building the habits you need to keep it off. Now, there's a science to getting healthier, and it's called Noom. Sign up for your trial today at Noom, Noom.com/roast. Learn how to eat again with Noom, and sign up for your trial today at Noom, Noom.com/roast. Are you ready to learn to live healthier? Then sign up for Noom today at Noom.com/roast. So music legend and cat daddy Lionel Richie has been trending. And the reason why he was trending was because people found out that he's dating a 30-year-old, like, for a while. And he's 71. To give you some context, my dad is 73 and I'm 35. So that's like his granddaughter that he's dating at the moment. Or it's crazy. His wife is 40 years older than his girlfriend.
She's grown. She's 30. It's not like she's 18. He's raising her to his hand. She is a 30-year-old woman, more than capable of making her own decisions. And he don't look bad for 71. I ain't trying to date him. But he doesn't look bad for 71. He doesn't. So it is what it is. The wife clearly don't care because she's like, you think I'm leaving these residuals and royalties? The fuck? Cheaper to keep her. So everybody seems to be happy and everyone is grown. She is 30 years old. She said, I want the worms. So give her the worms.
I always have a soft spot for Lionel Richie because him and my dad look like brothers. It's just funny to me. Well, I want the same leniency to be given to women too of a certain age. Like I want Jane Fonda to be able to date somebody's Maluma age if she wanted to, Because I feel like women are more shamed for dating younger than men are. Just a thought. So, you always tell me and you let the viewers know that allegedly is very important. Like you have to say the word allegedly when you're reporting things because people love to sue and you don't play in court. So Hilary Duff and Wendy Williams are being sued right now by a photographer. Like Wendy didn't do nothing but report the story and I'm hoping that she said the word allegedly. So basically in Hilary Duff's Instagram post of the alleged altercation, she allegedly makes a statement. Shout out to Love B. Scott because they use the word alleged all through this headline. She allegedly makes a statement about exposing a photographer to millions of her social media followers and saying in the caption, paparazzi shooting kids. Go practice your photography on adults. Creep. Laws need to change. This is stalking minors. Disgusting. And then Wendy Williams ended up filming and broadcasting a segment about Hilary Duff's altercation with the photographer. So that's why he's suing her. And Hilary Duff and Wendy Williams are now facing general, specific, and punitive damages for their alleged malice, oppression, and fraud, and that they allegedly knew their words were false and made statements with the intent to allegedly injure the photographer.
You've got to be very careful with what you allege people are doing. Wait a minute now, what was actually going on? Were you in where did this take place? Was this at your house? Or were you out with your children in public as a famous person and you go and get photographed? Because that just comes with the territory. That comes with your multi-million-dollar house. That comes with your great health insurance. That comes with your white privilege. Let's talk about it. Because you are, who are you? Hilary Duff, Mandy Moore? I don't know. You're some half-talented white woman who didn't deserve the lucky break that she got. And you probably got it through nepotism. Let's talk about it if we're going to talk about it. Now, if somebody was at your house, that's one thing. That could be considered stalking. If you out in public passing where the paparazzi go by, and oh, by the way, you have enough money to not go to that Walmart, to not go to that Target, to not go to or live in the areas where the paparazzi are around because you have millions of dollars because of your white privilege. So when you decide to attack a black cameraman, and Wendy is so white identified at this point, I'm gonna just start calling her Karen Williams.
The background of it is Hilary Duff, for some reason, has been having problems with photographers snapping pictures of her with her children. So she was out one.
Who is out here caring about Hilary Duff? Who? So yesterday, that's just a bird who's already flown away. What is she in? What TV show is she in? What album is she releasing? Don't nobody give a shit about Hilary Duff. A photo of her would be worth $20 at best, and that's a glossy autograph. Who is stalking her? Maybe they haven't got a point. She like, I ain't even famous like that no more. What you doing here?
So because the photographer took a picture of her with her kids, she called him a child predator, basically.
That, you see, you can't do that. I'm sorry. Your kids was with you in public. They just took a picture of you. They take a picture of a whole lot of celebrity families. Now, we may or may not agree with it. I don't think kids should be brought into it. In Europe, they don't allow it. They got to blur out the kids' faces, and they have different press laws. We have different press laws. So then it's a whole First Amendment issue. I'm not a lawyer, so I ain't getting into all that. But that is the law of the land. You have enough money to move to Europe, still keep your white privilege over there, live out in the country, and you ain't got to worry about paparazzi. You chose to live in the heart of Los Angeles, and you go where the paparazzi go. Because we were in Los Angeles for a full week. Did we even see any paparazzi? Not saying they was looking for us, but we would have seen them if they was out front. They weren't out front of nowhere. There's a whole bunch of places you can go where there ain't paparazzi. You decided to live in TMZ in the 30-mile zone. And so, oh my God, my children, then move your children to Oxnard like Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel did and shut the fuck up.
Well,
that's all I got for her. I hope he sues. I feel like he'll end up settling with the both of them. But you can't call somebody a child predator because you happen to be out in public with your family. You are a famous, known person, and they took a photo of you. The two do not add up. You see, that was white women taking it too far. Oh, I'm going to throw out child predator. Would you have done that to a white camera person? And why haven't you? Because I'm sure some have taken photos of your children. Are your children on Instagram? I'm gonna check her Instagram right now. If I see one child, I see one child. Because I'll say this, Khalees, she don't put them babies' faces out.
Oh, yeah. And Kerry Washington.
After Kerry Washington got embarrassed with David Moscow, she kept her business out the street.
Is she still married to that fine man?
Child, we don't know her business. I imagine so.
Isn't it crazy? Like, Kerry Washington keeps her business out the street. You don't know nothing about her. And just to make everyone aware, we know that Kim and Kanye are getting a divorce. We just don't give a fuck.
Couldn't have said it better myself. TikTok bans that vegan teacher after 20,000 signed petition to remove her. This is the issue with vegans. Y'all be pushy. So pushy, we got to get you off TikTok.
What happened? I've not heard of this.
This vegan teacher who had more than 1.7 million followers got kicked off of TikTok for bullying people into veganism. And yes, and I am so glad that this has happened because this is how we feel, vegans. I am not anti-vegan. It's just they have a tendency to thrust their lifestyle upon us. And I just want some chicken.
The running joke with vegans is they have to let you know they're a vegan every 10 minutes. And they try to make you feel bad for the choices that you're doing. Like, if I want to eat meat, I want to eat meat. You know, like vegans, that's a very, very strict diet. And some people, some doctors will even say that being vegan isn't that as healthy as you think it is, you know, because you're not getting the protein that your body needs. My experience working in a restaurant, vegans are the worst to wait on. Just saying. Because they will get angry with you like, oh, there are no vegan options? Well, you can go to a vegan restaurant if you want to, but we didn't make this menu in mind for vegans. You are at a Chinese restaurant right now where there is fat, meat, and seafood and everything.
Yeah, they have a lot of vegan restaurants here. I was looking for some wings and I almost ordered some and then I saw they were cauliflower. They were cauliflower. And the good Lord said, baby, we ain't even gonna let you do that. I'm gonna let you see that word cauliflower before you hit order because I already know you would go down to the restaurant and show that ass. The second you bit it and saw cauliflower, it would have been nothing but put your coat on.
Yeah, some of these vegan places are just calling it buffalo wings and it's actually cauliflower. Oh my God, if anyone knows me, they know that cauliflower is #1 on the things that I do not eat. Even the sight of it makes me gag. Like steamed cauliflower, I would start doing like Vicky, like ooh, ooh, like I would have a gag reflex when I saw it. That's how serious it is. I don't know why. I think it started when I was a kid and I used to see it like, do you remember like you was in kindergarten or elementary school and they had that little like steamed cauliflower with the carrots and something green along
broccoli?
With maybe it was broccoli or green beans. It was probably broccoli, but it was the combination of the two and it was steaming and it just looked, I'm getting sick to my stomach now just thinking about it. I know I'm crazy.
It wasn't properly seasoned. Cauliflower can be good if it's properly seasoned, but you just can't pass it off as chicken.
Well, that too. That will get your ass whooped.
Well, I'll see you sooner than Sheree's wedding bells.
And I'll see you sooner than my next Kenya Moore insult. And that'll be very soon.
Sunday.
Right.
But she does it to herself. We don't attack people who ain't doing nothing. Did we mention Fallon? No.
Tanya?
Nope. I mean, we talked about her cavorting with the other ladies, but we only talk about what they did. Nobody else snuck around and tried to put other people's business out. So as you cape for Kenya, look at her behavior and see why we're saying what we're saying.
And next week is Tanya's last episode. Thanks to Kenya.
I mean, really, like she's always headed out for Tanya. She knows Tanya won't fight back. It's like Tammy picking on Kendra all over again.
Oh, I remember that.
But then again, Tanya has a man to lose and Kenya doesn't.
Well,
it's just a fact. I didn't make it. Did I make Mark leave Kenya? I had nothing to do with it. That's simply the truth. An indisputable truth.
And we will see y'all next week.
All right.